Hello, this is Jamie D, and I am here to record this YouTube video, and I am calling it Seniors Yoga. It is for everyone. So as you choose to take this class, it'll be an hour of somewhat modified variations of different poses that we do. And we're also going to use the chair today, just because the chair can be a little sneaky and it can make things a bit more, accessible, but it also can make things more challenging. So it's fun to use the chair and find ways to get a little deeper into a pose and find a little more range that you have with the use of the chair. So as we begin today, you'll need a chair and then also a blanket. You can use it at the top of your mat for your head. And as you come into settle, let your calves land right on the chair and then settle yourself onto your back. Adjust your blanket so that it's comfortable underneath you, so that you can put a little roll for your neck. Sometimes just having the support right where your neck has a curve feels a little cozy, just to have that in place. So sensing that comforting, soft spot for your neck, and then let the rest of your torso start to settle. So your head is free to just turn a little bit from side to side. Feel your back body on the mat, all the way down to your pelvis. And then feel how your thighs go away from the mat up into the place where your knees bend and your calves land right on the seat. So let your calves spread. Let the muscles be soft so you can feel the seat of the chair, and your feet will just kind of do their own default. So letting your feet just drop however they want to. And then you can place your hands anywhere next to you, by your sides, soft O, any place that feels right. So as you land here, we're going to take several breaths and allowing your mind to feel your breath, because your breath will do it without you thinking about it. What you need to do is think about it as you do it, because it'll do it without. So think about your breath. Think about how it feels as you pull the breath in, feeling any expansion in the ribs and the belly. And then as you exhale, slowly just feel a descending of the muscles and the bones. So do some more really focused breath like that. Just pin your mind right to your breath. So just taking another 3 or 4 breaths, letting the drop happen. And as I say drop, just let all your troubles, thoughts, the things that we carry with us throughout the day, trying not to focus on anything like that right now. Focus on what you're going to do as you move, and I guide you through this practice. So give yourself this time, designated as time for you. Take another nice full inhale. And then as you exhale, let your arms go down by your sides. And then take your attention to your lower legs and your feet that are on the chair. So first off, feel your right heel, feel where it lands right on the seat of the chair, and then pull those right toes towards you, and then point those toes away. And then go one more time, pull them towards you, and then point those toes away. And then go to the left side. So pull your left toes towards you, and then point your left toes. So feeling the tops of your feet, feeling the Achilles tendon as you pull those toes towards you, stretch that baby out, and then point your toes, feel the tops of your foot, top of your foot. And then let your feet relax. So now you're gonna go back to your right foot, just aim your toes skyward, and then slide your heel on the chair so that it's coming towards the front end of the chair. And then as it gets closer, let your arms reach up, interlace your hands right over the top of your knee or behind your thigh as you pull this thigh in towards your chest. So try to keep it towards the right ribs. So I've got the right leg coming in and the thigh is in towards my right ribs. So release a little bit so you've got some space. It's going to work with the chair. You can extend your arms long. Don't lose the interlacing of your fingers. Keep them interlaced and then bend your elbows out to the sides and pull your thigh in towards you. Inhale, straighten your elbows, hold on to that leg, press it into your hands. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides, pull that thigh in. One more time. Inhale, stretch that leg like you're trying to break through your hands, but you can't. And then pull that thigh back in. And then release your hands and let your foot go back onto the seat of the chair. Feel any residual sense of moving after that first round. And then lift up the toes on your left foot and press your left heel into the seat. And then slide your toes or your heel towards the front of the chair. Keep it on the chair and then slide it back. Just kind of engaging right where your thigh meets your torso. So then you're going to pull it in and stretch it out. And then this time when you pull it in, take your hands interlaced behind your thigh or on top of your shin. Same thing, side two. Pull the left thigh in towards your left ribs. So you're stretching a little more on that left, bringing it in. Feel that left hip. Just notice how it is for you. Inhale, start to reach your arms straight as you press your thigh into your interlaced fingers. And then exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides as you pull your thigh in. Keep going, inhaling. Fill your belly up, press your thigh into your hands, and then bend your elbows out to the sides and pull it in. Do one more. Good. And then bringing it in. And then go ahead and let that calf rest on the seat of the chair. Just take a few breaths to see if you feel fairly even on both sides. And then you're going to take your feet off the seat of the chair and place your feet on the mat. Move your chair just a little bit so that you've got room for your feet. So you're just sliding it a little bit away from you. And then place your feet on your mat. You can use your blanket for your head or not. And then interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows are wide. So we're taking it into our spinal undulation 2. So first thing you'll do is feel your head in your hands. Notice your shoulder blades. Sense a little arch in your back. So when you take your next inhale, just let your breath fill your belly up. And then as you exhale, you're going to press your spine into the mat, curl, lift your head up off the mat, And then curl up so that your elbows come close together. Inhale, slow. Your head touch down and then open your elbows. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, here we go, back up again. Curl. See if you can bring your elbows together. Inhale, slow motion. Take it back down. So you're on your own. See if you can do like 5 more. Going very slow, just straight up the center. We'll take it off midline in a bit, but right now just focus on arching your back, lifting your chin on your inhale, slide your shoulders down. And then when you exhale, start your curl as you bring your head up towards your knees. See if your elbows touch. Come back down. And then we'll do one more. Curl it up. And then go ahead and take it back down. Good. Keep your hands behind your head. Just take a moment to feel again any sensations in your torso after doing those undulations. And now we're going to slide this chair back up a little bit, and we'll take it into our undulations again using a figure 4. We're going to take one leg on the chair. So I've got my right lower leg on the chair. I'm not lifting my head. I'm just kind of scooching it around with my legs and feet. So once you get it situated, you've got your right calf on the chair, and then cross your left ankle right above your right knee. So it's right at the lower end of your right thigh. So you're in your figure 4 with your leg on the chair. So pull the toes back on your right foot. So that right leg that's on the chair has some action. And then pull the toes back on your crossed leg, your left foot, so that you're spreading out the sole of your left foot. So we're going to angle right elbow over to the left knee. So when you inhale, start on the mat, lift your chin, lift your spine, press your elbows. And then as you exhale, keep your left elbow somewhat down and let your right elbow go over towards that left knee. Inhale, slow motion, take it down, arch your back, take your breath in. Exhale, twist it as you take that right elbow over towards your knee and coming back down. Go nice and slow. Go for about 3 more. So when you twist, just feel the midsection as you take that torso over. If you keep your left elbow down, you'll get a deeper twist. Good. After that last one, go ahead and let your left lower leg come back onto the seat of the chair. And then we'll do the other side. So cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then we'll set up the feet. So pull your left toes towards you, activate that left foot. And then your right foot, pull those right toes towards you. So you've got your legs in that figure 4 setup. So once again, we're going to curl this time, left elbow over towards your right knee. And see if you could keep that left elbow down. But start with an inhale, right in the middle, lift your chin, lift your spine, elbows are wide. And then when you exhale, start to press your spine down, curl up, twist that left elbow over towards your right knee. And then inhale, take it back down. Lift in the middle, inhale, full breath, arch your back, arch your neck. Exhale, here we go up, curl and twist. So see if you've got 3 or 4 more, nice and slow. Try not to bring your knee to your elbow. Try to reach your elbow over towards your knee. It kind of wants to help you out a little bit, but we're going for the twist here. And then after you finish this last one, go ahead and bring it back Let your arms go down and just let your legs be on the seat of the chair. Once again, just feeling heavy in the legs, the lower legs. And let your head turn slightly from side to side so you can feel the back of your skull on your mat. Good. So now we're going to take the feet off the chair and we're going to go ahead again and slide that chair out long. This time you're going to let your left leg go out long underneath the chair and then keep your right knee bent so that you've got yourself getting set up for our unwinding too. And then take your elbows out to the sides, unwinding one, I should say. So elbows are out to the sides, palms up, and then your right foot's on the floor mat right next to your left thigh. So from here, you'll try to keep both shoulders open on the floor and the palms down and palms up. So when you inhale, press your right foot down, cross that right knee over your left thigh, give a little arch to your back. And then as you exhale, let your spine, rear, come back down, knee points straight up to your starting point. So here we go. That's the move. Inhale, drop that left knee, cross it over. Cross your right knee over that left leg. Inhale, exhale, bring it back. Good. Go for a few more. Try to keep your shoulders wide and nice and wide through the arms. And then as you drop that knee across, you can linger. So let's all linger here. Squeeze your right glute, extend your right knee a little further towards your left foot. And then as you take your next exhale, go ahead and bring yourself back to your starting point. And then let that leg go straight. Good. Bend your other knee, left knee bends, right leg is straight. I like to lift up the glutes and then set them back down. So to start out with, everything feels like it's pretty much in the middle. So feel the left foot on your mat. Right leg is relaxed. Start out slow. Inhale, take that left knee across your right thigh. Just give yourself a twist. And then exhale, let that knee go back up towards the sky. Keep your foot on the mat. Roll that glute back down. So this is the move. And continue on. Inhale. Lengthen and just reach that arm or that leg, the thigh especially, bringing it back. Go ahead and do about 3 more. See if you can really reach that knee. And now on this last one, you'll take that left knee over the right thigh, press into the big toe of your left foot, big toe side of that whole foot, and then squeeze your left glute and breathe into a pause. You're going to keep the shape, but soft breath. As you squeeze your glute, reach that left knee towards your right foot, and then go ahead and settle it all the way back down. Lengthen out that left leg. This time, take your arms overhead and reach your arms overhead. Lengthen your legs, full body stretch. So get nice and long through your whole torso. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, carefully bend your knees again. Place your feet on the mats. And then we're going to take the arms back into a T shape. So now we're going to work the hips a little bit more here. So we're not going to use the chair for this one. Separate your feet so they're as wide as your mats. Have your heels on your mats and then have your toes turned out. So your toes are kind of off the mat onto the floor. We're going to be using the lower torso. So keep your upper torso soft. Keep the arms wide. We're going to start with just the right leg moving. Left leg stays put. Think about left knee goes straight up as you move the right leg. So use your inhale, take your right knee, drop it across towards your left foot. Roll onto the big toe side of your right foot. Reach your right knee towards your left foot. And then when you exhale, bring that knee back up to your starting point. So we're going to do this side again. So inhale, take that knee down towards your left foot. Try not to drop your right knee out to the side. You want to keep it up. Really focus on the right quad, thigh, and bring it back up. Do a few more just on this side. So just isolating the right as you reach that knee over. And back. You might find some new spots in your thighs, especially if you're a bike rider or you do a lot of work with your legs. Good way to get into those quads. And then come back to center, right where you were. Don't move your feet. Keep them in that position that we have heels on, toes off mat. Both knees are up. Arms are out to the sides. And then we're going to go to side two. So keep your right foot where it's at. Your left foot's going to roll to the big toe side as you drop your left knee over towards your right foot. Just kind of scope it out on the inhale. And then when you exhale, bring that knee back up. Good. Same side. Inhale, take your left knee towards your right foot. If you've got issues in your hip, just be mindful and don't push it. Or just do tiny ranges, or just think about it. Sometimes if you think about the action, you kind of minutely contract and release those muscles. So it sounds kind of strange, but isometrically, you can activate your muscles without putting too much force on your physical body. Good. Do this one more time. Take it over. Reach that knee towards your foot. Nice long stretch through that quad. And then bring it back up. Bring your feet together. Knees are still bent. And then bring your feet off the floor. Wrap your arms around your legs, your lower legs. Curl your head up towards your knees. And then roll back and forth a little from side to side. Get a little massage in your lower back. And then we'll roll to the side and press on up to sit. So when we come up to sit, we're going to use our chair and work with our Janu Shirshasana. So what you'll do is you're going to sit first, use the long length of your mat and have the seat of the chair facing you. And then place your blanket under your pelvis so that your pelvis is elevated a little bit. You really can tell if somebody doesn't have their pelvis lifted because the tendency is to go forward. So if you get your pelvis up just a bit, then when you tilt forward a little bit, it's not so much of a schlump. You'll get a little more length. So from here, let's take the feet towards the back legs. So your feet are under the chair and they're inside the front legs. So my legs are under the chair, under the seat. So that you could, if it works for your ankles, see if you can get the bottoms of your soles of your feet onto the back legs of the chair. It can be a stretch if your ankles are tight. And then holding on to the seat of the chair with your hands, finding a nice long spine. So feel both of your sitting bones on your support. Feel like you've got both legs extending right out towards the legs of the chair. And then as you hold the seat of the chair, let that be an anchor to help you pull your low belly in and up. So as you're sitting, there's a lot of action going on as you pull this lower belly in and up. You could slump it and be like this, but we want to try to encourage this toning of the lower pelvis and this area here. So this is a powerhouse. It'll take a lot of stress off your ankles and wrists. So get up nice and tall. And then as you're sitting up tall, keep your chin nice and relaxed. Don't lead with your neck. You're going to bend your elbows and start to hinge your chest towards the seat of the chair. Hamstrings might say something. As you do this, if your hamstrings are really tight, you could put your fists underneath your knees and then forward from there, or a blanket. Otherwise, see if you can go forward, place your hands onto the seat, and then see if your forehead might rest onto the seat of the chair. All depends on the proportions of your torso and your head and your legs and your arms. So everybody's different. So lengthening and stretching the hamstrings, definitely right now. And then you're going to bring your torso back up. Keep your left foot right where it's at. Bend your right knee and place your right foot on the inside of your left thigh so that you've got your right knee bent and your right foot in. So we're going to take it into our little twist here. Keep your left hand on the seat of the chair. Take your right hand back and behind you. So you're going to turn your torso towards that bent knee. So as you're twisting, turning towards your left, see if you can flip your fingers of your right hand away from you. So they're going back and opening up the shoulder. So there's a difference between this and this. So try to get that opening and don't press too hard. You just want to tenderly open the shoulders as you turn towards that bent knee, maybe a little bit more. Try to keep your head right in the middle of your chest. And then turn towards your left leg. Lift your right arm up. Place it on the seat of the chair. And then you're going to take your right hand to the left corner of the chair so that we're going to do a little forward fold over this straight leg under the chair. So as you're reaching with this right hand, hinge and come forward towards that left leg. Got my left hand on the floor, just kind of as a kickstand. And it's not about how far down I'm going to get my head to the leg. I'm going to just lengthen out the back, trying to keep the distance from my head top to the tailbone nice and long. Keep a nice full breath too. So when you inhale, fill those ribs up, fill those lungs up, stretch those ribs out, maybe a little deeper dive forward, and then come back up. Go ahead and let your right leg go long. Just feel both legs, and then bend your left knee and place your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. So I know I need to prop this knee. So I will put a block underneath this knee. So I always tell students in the classroom, teachers set up props and tell you what props that you'll need for the class, but you might know that you always need a block for whatever. Like I need a block always to prop this knee. So if I'm in a class, I'll take extra props. I don't think a teacher will get too upset if you grab any extra props that you know you'll need for your body. So just take what you need. We're all different. And now we've got the left knee bent, got the chair in front. We're going to turn and twist towards that left side now. So take your right hand towards the left corner of the chair and turn your torso towards that left thigh. Take your left hand, place it behind the blanket, and then see if you can turn those fingers on this side so that you're opening the shoulder and twisting to that bent knee. So inhale, feel a lifting sense. Exhale, softens your belly. Keep that foot on the chair. See if you might twist a little more. And then with an exhale, bring it back. Let your torso go forward. Don't move your left foot yet. because we're going to go into our forward fold. So trying to keep that right foot on the leg of the chair. You're facing your right thigh now. And then the left hand is going to go over the chair, hinge so that your chest is going towards the chair. It's not about trying to touch your forehead down. It's about lengthening your spine and really stretching the legs as you go into this forward fold. You could take your head down or just keep it up. Find what works for you. Feel that stretch. Use your inhale to lengthen. Exhale will take you forward just a little bit more, maybe. And then when you come back up, inhale, bring it all the way up. Go ahead and stretch that left leg out long. We're going to do one more forward fold. So holding on to the hold on in front, fairly close to right at the very front tip of the chair. So you can keep your elbows by your sides. And then when you pull your fingers, your feet have the chair. So I'm going to pull into the seat. The fingers are pulling, the feet are pressing. Let your chest come forward. Don't go past any barriers, just trying to find where your body goes forward. Definitely in the hamstrings. Be careful if you hyperextend your knees. Inhale, bring it back up. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and move that chair a little bit and turn. We're going to sit on the blanket and do a seated twist before we come up to stand. So sitting on your blanket, I've got the blanket still over the mat, and I'm just sitting right on the short edge of it. So you'll start with both of your feet in front. Take your right foot, move it behind your left, and place your right foot right outside of the blanket if you can. Otherwise, let your right leg stay long. And then you're going to take that left foot, if you can, cross it over your right thigh and place your left foot on the floor, on the mat, just on the outside of your right knee. If that doesn't work, keep it on this side. Otherwise, try to take it over to the other side. So this knee is not going to fold over. We're going to keep it trying to face straight up. Noticing my torso is upright as well. Then your right arm's going to wrap around that leg or hold on to it if that wrap doesn't work. And then take that left hand back and behind again. See if you can hold on to the blanket as you twist to your left and then look over your left shoulder. Take your chest, take your head right in the middle of your chest. Try to find some ease as you're turning. Feeling that left thigh across the right leg. Now turn your head to face forward. Another inhale. And then as you exhale, release. Let your legs go out long. Take a pause. And then we'll go to the other side. So bending your knees. This time your left foot goes behind your right foot. and then placing that left foot somewhere by your blanket. The right knee is left knee is pretty much right out in front. And then you can let your right foot go over the left and place it on the mat or floor, trying to keep that right knee going straight up. Torso's tall. Wrap your left arm around that right leg. You can scooch your belly around, take your right hand behind. You can hold on to the blanket and you're in your twist. So start by turning your head to look over your right shoulder. It's a pretty tight twist. And then take your head so it's right in the middle. Good. And now turn to look forward. Good. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, let your hand release. Release your arms, let your legs go out in front. You can shake them out a little bit. And then we're going to come up to stand. So you can move your blankets off to the side and slowly make your way up to stand. So we'll be using the chair. And we're going to start by standing in Tadasana, or mountain pose. So feel, excuse me. So feel your feet on the mat, engaging, bring your feet together so your big toes are close. And then lift your toes up off the floor. Lift the arches of your feet and then kind of tiptoe your big toes back so your arches lift a little more. And then let your toes relax, but keep those arches lifted. Lift up the inner thighs and roll them in. Roll in through the knees. Lift those kneecaps up. Shoulders back and down. Arms by your sides. Close your eyes and feel inside. Might feel a little wobbly sometimes with eyes closed. It can make you feel a little dizzy. So just open your eyes and get your bearings. Otherwise, you can keep them closed just for a few more breaths, just to feel your stability in this standing pose. So if you ever feel like weak in the knees, that phrase that comes up, you can always think about Tadasana. If you're finding that weakness, find the power in a Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. And then inhale, let both arms reach up, straight up overhead, and then let your shoulders descend. Keep your feet grounded. Bring your fingers together so that you've got a lot of energy through your arms. And if your arms can go straight up, do so. Otherwise, make it work for your shoulders. So if you can keep your arms up, do so. Now the right arm stays up. Let the left arm go all the way down, nice and slow. Let that left hand land on your left thigh. Take an inhale, separate your feet a little bit, hip width distance. Reach the right arm up and then side bend over towards your left. So if you can, you're trying to keep that right arm in line with your head. So don't take your head forward if your arm's forward so that you can make that happen. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. Let your arm be forward if that's the case. Keep your head in line with your spine. And then if your shoulders allow, you'll keep your arm over your head. So now we're going to take use an inhale to prepare and then exhale. So now inhale, bring that arm up, bend your elbow, look behind, and then let that arm go back up and over. Exhale, take it back and over. And then inhale, take it up and across. Do a few more on this side. Bend that elbow, pull it down so you're adding a twist and a side body stretch. You can do your own breathing pattern. One more. Twist and side bend. And then when you get back up, let that arm go straight up. The other arm is down by your leg. Flip the palm and let that hand gently, slowly make its way all the way down to your legs. Inhale again, both arms up. Keep them nice and straight as you can. And then let your right arm go down by your side. Right hand will land somewhere by your right thigh. Use your inhale, lift that left arm up and side bend over to the right. So same thing, side two. It might be a completely different area for you. So then when you come into your twist, bend your left elbow, pull it back and behind you as you turn and look back. And then let that left arm go up and over and side bend. Get long on your left side. Take it back and behind. And then reach it up and over. Keep going for a few more. Just feel that nice twist, that opening in the shoulders, and then that deep dive into your side bend. And then after this last one, when you've got that arm over, take it straight up, flip your palm, and let that hand go all the way down by your side. Good. So now we're going to use a chair again. And then turn it so that you've got the top of the chair accessible to you. And you're standing right behind this top of the chair. So we'll work with Utkatasana. So working with our chair pose. So you'll be standing with your hands accessible to the seat of to the top of the chair. And then bringing your feet together so that you've got a nice, tight, compact legs and knees. So with your hands on the seat of the chair, when we start to bring it into your Utkatasana, it's also translated as fierce pose. It really doesn't translate into chair pose, FYI. So now we're going to just take it right on down. So hold on to the chair for balance. Keep your knees together. Start to shift your rear back. Pull your belly in. And then as your rear goes back, bend your knees, bringing it into your squat. So you're coming in and then pull up through the navel. Lift up, long side body. Keep holding on to the chair for balance if needed. Otherwise, you could let your arms reach forward. Try to keep nice and long in your side without scrunching. And then even if you're holding on to the chair or if your arms are extended, you're going to let your legs press and straighten as you bring yourselves all the way up. Let your arms reach up and then exhale. Arms are going to come down. Good. So now we're going to add on. So using the chair again, as you hold on to the top, you're going to come back into your squat. Knees are separated a little bit this time. Feet are separated. Try to keep them parallel to your mat. So take a peek. And then as you squat down, shift your hips back and then try to feel balance between right leg, left leg, belly in. Use the chair. We're going to try for a figure 4 here. If this doesn't work for you, do the same thing that we just did. Otherwise, see if you can take your right foot, lift it up, cross it over your left upper, right above your knee, and then shift your rear back. Keep that foot on the thigh as you come forward into your Utkatasana with a figure 4. So try to line things up once you get here. Find out where you can engage more, probably right in the torso, midsection, low belly. Feel if you can find your balance, then you could possibly release your hands from the chair for a moment or however long. And then as you come out, start to straighten that leg and then slide the other leg off and bring it back up. Nice. So the chair can definitely make things more accessible. So using this for a figure 4, Utkatasana is really sweet for balance. So now the other side. So you'll keep your right foot on the mat. And then as you start to bend that right knee, once again, your rear will shift back, make that little ledge for your foot, place that left foot over the top of your right thigh, hold on as you need to. When you're coming in, take your time getting into the pose. Like I've said before, getting into it is part of it. It's all part of setting it up for yourself. And that's just like tweaking it, working it, finding out what works today and what doesn't. And then when you get into your shape, engage as needed, seeing if you can fire it up to where you could release your hands again. Not necessary. No blue ribbons. Same thing when you come out, start to straighten that standing leg, slide that other leg down, and then bring it all the way up. Good job. So now we're going to turn the chair around and work into our twisted triangle pose. This is a wonderful pose to do with the chair. It makes it so much more accessible and you get all the benefits of the pose. So what you'll do is start by taking your left toes under the seat of the chair and then step your right foot back, not as far as you would for standard triangle, a little closer with a stance, but try to keep your heel to arch alignment. Hands to your pelvis or hips, turn to face the seat of the chair. So it's kind of hard to turn that back leg hip forward, but we'll start here. Front leg is straight. Take an inhale and just start to look up. So try to extend your torso first. And then as you exhale, keep the length in your spine. And then bring your chin in line, lengthen out through your torso, and let your hands land right on the seat of the chair. Legs are straight. Once you get your hands on the seat, start to see if you can pull your right hip forward and press your left hip back a little bit. Pull up and in through your low belly. And this is where we take it into our twisted triangle. It's so sweet with the chair. Take your right hand kind of in the middle of the chair. Take your left hand up to the top of the chair. We're going to start to turn towards the left, turn towards the toes that are under the chair, and then take your left hand to your low back. Take your palm and press it right on your pelvis. Trying to keep that pelvis somewhat level. And then as you turn, sense if your shoulders are one on top of the other, and then you can extend that top arm. Press your hand down as you reach the other arm up. And then as you exhale, let that left arm come back down. Just get yourself centered first. Sense that your pelvis is back in a somewhat neutral place. And then you can start to bring yourself up. Use the core as you lift your torso back up and then step feet together. Okay, side two. Right toes are going under the seat of the chair. Try to keep them straight. Left foot goes back. Toes are turned in towards your midline a little bit. Try to keep your front leg as straight as you can. Use your inhale. Take your arms up to start with. Lift your chest with your arms extended. And then as you exhale, keep them long, lean, and then your hands will come down to the seat of the chair. And now situate your legs and hips. So I was trying to straighten that front leg, pull the right hip back, left hip forward, trying to keep your torso nice and long, pressing down through your hands. And then you're going to take your left hand right into the center of the chair, and your right hand can go up towards the top. So we're starting our twist. So already we've got a little turning of the torso, and then we'll take that right hand, place the palm of your hand right at your low back. Try not to turn your pelvis, try to keep your pelvis in line as you turn your chest. So once you get to where you feel like your shoulders are lined up, then you could extend that arm up. Doing it this way is just as fine. So feeling that twist, that length. And then if your arm is up, You're gonna take it nice and slow back down to the chair. Bring your hands to the seat and then step forward and then bringing yourselves back up. Good. A few more things to do with the chair just to find out some more ways of getting into some deeper parts of your body. You're going to do a little squat, malasana squat. So having your feet a little wider than hip width distance. See if I can get the whole self in here. And then really feeling like you've got your weight in your heels. So when you go down into your squat, your weight is in your heels. So starting again with your belly pulled in, trying to think about your tailbone going down, down towards the earth. Chairs right in front of you, seats in front of you this time. And then as you go down, I like to bring my palms together, pull the belly in and start to let yourself go down. And then let your rear go back a little bit so that when you go down, you could land with your hands somewhere on the seat of the chair and let your pelvis drop and open. This is a nice time if you can to use a block, but I can't go down that far. So just finding how far to go down. And this is nice because we've got the chair to help us get back up. So feeling the stretch in your thighs, feeling the stretch in your pelvis. It's pretty deep. And then as you come up, press through your heels, start to use a chair. See if you can get to a point where you don't need the chair. Press your heels and bring it all the way back up. Bring your legs together, arms down by your sides. Good. So now we'll have a seat on the chair. If you have long legs, have a block handy because you'll need it to sit on the seat of the chair. So what we'll do for this warrior two, as we sit on the chair, you're going to, let's start with the left leg going out to the side. So scooch forward so you're forward in your chair. Let your left knee bend out to the side. So your left foot is under your left knee and it's away from the chair. So our torso is going to stay facing forward. So our torso is going to face the seat of the chair because what we want to do is take this right leg, and this is where it gets a little tricky. You might need to scooch back so your left knee is closer towards the chair, because for a warrior two, your right leg is out and turned in for this side with the left knee bent. So you want to try to find a place where your torso is right in the middle of your legs. Now I've got my right toes turned in slightly. They do that for me. If that doesn't work for you, keep a little bend in your knee, or you could even keep it into more of a gate type shape if that doesn't work. Otherwise, if you want to get into a really wide warrior two, I wouldn't be able to do this without the chair. And then if your legs are long and you're kind of balancing, put that block underneath you. And then reach your arms out to the sides. So once your legs are set up your arms, lift your torso, and pull the low belly in. So you are in a very wide warrior two. Notice your left knee. Is it starting to drop towards the front of the chair? Pull it back towards the back of the chair. Soften your shoulders. And now flip your hands to face forward. Take an inhale and let them go back just a little. And then as you exhale, cross them in front of you and bring yourself into a bear hug. Pull your arms around your shoulders. Keep your elbows in the middle if you can. Inhale, open them up. Exhale, cross them. Come into that bear hug. Good. Inhale, open them up. Exhale, close. One more time on this side. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And then you can bring your arms back out. Bend that right knee, bend, soften your left knee. Bring everything back into the middle and just take a second to feel everything come back into the middle. So this is a pose especially that can give you more challenge using the chair. So we'll do the other side. Take your right knee out to the side. Right foot's underneath your knee, so your toes are facing the short edge of your mat. Then you'll start to slide over so that your knee's closer to the chair, and then your left foot will be your long leg back. So let that left leg go long if you can, or keep a bend in it. But what you want to make sure is you turn your torso to face forward so that when you come into your warrior two, your torso is right in the middle of your legs and your seat is planted on the seat of the chair. So got my legs all set up, a little tighter on this side, and then arms out to the sides. So here you are in your warrior two, side two. Energize your arms, squeeze your fingers, and just feel the energy all the way from your fingertips. Engage your low belly to soften and activate the muscles in your pelvis. And then as you come out, softly bend that left knee, and then you'll bring your legs back together, coming back into the center again. So let's take it into a forward fold. So let your legs go out as wide as the legs of your chair or more, and then scooch forward so you're towards the front edge of your chair. Place your hands over your knees, just like get a hold of your kneecaps, and then lift your heart, lift your chest, and then start to lean forward. As you do, keep your spine long, and then let your hands come down to the floor if they make it. And then once you get your hands down, start to slide your pelvis back in the chair. Slide your feet back a little bit so that you can slide your hands back. You still have a nice long spine, and then let your head drop. So let your head be heavy. Turn your fingers, if that works, to face the back legs of the chair and fold forward. Trying not to let your knees just drop out to the sides. Try to keep your knees kind of pulling in. So even though we're surrendering the weight of our head, we're still engaging somewhat in the legs to keep that activation. Another nice full breath. Just let your neck get longer. And then as you're ready, slide your hands forward. Bring your hands to your legs. And nice and slow, press yourselves back up. And then we'll come back on down to the mat. So you can move your chair or use it if you'd like to for Shavasana. You can have it handy for your legs. You can do like a little legs up the wall chair variation. So come on down to your back. Have a blanket handy. I'm just going to move this chair over to the side so I can use the full length of the mat. And then arms are in a T shape. Let your palms face up. Once again, separate your knees a little wider than hip width distance, and let your right knee drop to the right. Let your left knee drop to the right, same side, and then coming into your twist. Nice and soft. Just feel the legs over to the right. Place your head in a position that feels comfortable. And then bring your knees back up. Left knee comes up, right knee will come up. They don't have to be as a unit. And then left knee goes down towards the left, right knee goes to the left as you come into your twist on the other side. So feeling your back body on your mat, feel the twist in your belly, just letting your knees kind of land. They might be airborne. Trying not to put any pressure on anything, move as you need to. Inhale, bring those knees back up. And then bring them in towards your chest once again. Bring your thighs in towards your belly. Wrap your arms around the tops of your legs. And then curl your head up towards your knees. Roll a little bit from side to side. And then as you come down, release your hands, give yourself a full body stretch. Reach your arms, reach your legs. And then you can set up for Shavasana or do any last positions that feel right for your body today. So as you set yourselves up for Shava, make sure you're warm. Give yourself a lot of time. Very important pose, restoration without sleep. So letting your muscles restore, relax, renew, revive. And then just feel your body get heavier and heavier with each breath. So once again, I want to thank you for practicing with me today and give yourself gratitude and thanks for practicing today as well. Namaste.